Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan M.S. Pierce. We're going to do a short video today on Paulina Luna, who is an American Congresswoman who has really fallen into the clutches of the Kremlin. And it is beyond belief that she wouldn't be investigated for her advocacy against Ukraine and for Russia, an otherwise adversary of the United States. So let's get into it. Right, so this is Paulina Luna. You might or might not know of her. I've reported recently on her because she said some batshit crazy things concerning Russia, in support of Russia. She's a member of the Republican Party, a first Mexican-American woman elected to Congress from Florida, US representative for Florida's 13th congressional district. Let's just go down on a Wikipedia page to her foreign policy section, just to give you an understanding of where she's coming from before we see what's happened today. So Luna is a co-sponsor of the Ukraine Fatigue Resolution, HRES 113, sponsored by Florida Representative Matt Gaetz when he was in Congress. The bill would suspend all US foreign aid to Ukraine for the war there and demand that all combatants in this conflict reach a peace agreement immediately. In 2023, she was among 98 Republicans to vote for a ban on cluster munitions to Ukraine. The same year, she voted for a moratorium on aid to Ukraine. In April 2024, she voted against $60 billion military aid package for Ukraine. In March 25, she expressed opposition to US membership in NATO. So that's where she's at. And she's a veteran herself. So goodness me. In mid-August 2025, she said on Joe Rogan Experience that she had heard testimony about non-human beings on Earth. She said that, quote, Congress has seen proof of interdimensional beings, and that, quote, I think that they can actually operate through the time spaces that we currently have. So that's who she is. Here she is with George Simeon, the Romanian presidential candidate who is far right, who luckily didn't get in. So, that's where she's coming from. So what has happened today? Well, remember that Kirill Dmitriev was in Washington on an unannounced visit. I did a breaking news update on that because he seemed to be reacting, and the Kremlin were reacting to the two sanctioned oil giants in Russia. He flew over, Kirill Dmitriev, to, I guess, try and convince the Trump administration otherwise, did a round on the news channels spreading Russian propaganda, and then was seen, as Sir Bill Browder here says, the Russians lost Representative Dana Rohrabacher, who was this massive pro-Russian congressman, highly controversial previously. Actually, I showed you recently he wasn't pictured recently, but I recently showed you that he was pictured with Nigel Farage on a fishing trip with him. So that shows you how close Reform UK, I think, are to Russia. But they lost Rohrabacher, but gained Representative Paulina Luna. Michael Weiss here saying Kirill Dmitriev hands Republican in Florida, naturally, Representative Paulina Luna, a book titled, quote, Great Words of a Great Man. You can see the great man referred to right there on the cover. She is very excited. Receives a book from a Russian propagandist about the Russian dictator, and she's super happy about it. Ron Filikowski from Midas Touch Network says Russia now owns another Republican member of Congress, likely bought at a bargain price. Quoting here, Kirill Dmitriev, the tweet here from Kirill Dmitriev, had a very productive and constructive meeting with the great Representative Luna, says Dmitriev. She's been a strong voice for dialogue and for peace. She is also organizing a meeting between US Congress members and the Russian Duma to encourage parliamentary dialogue. Blessed are the peacemakers. So she is one of the crazy things she announced recently. She was going to go and meet with the Russians unilaterally herself. Nothing from the Trump administration or the American government to sanction that or to commend it. It's just happening in parallel. It's just really weird. To Jonathan Fink, my friend Jonathan Fink, saying, from her vile and stupid posts on this platform, it's been clear for a long time that the Kremlin has been buttering her toast. It's absolutely disgraceful. Now, what's interesting is that Kirill Dmitriev is not seen in very positive light at the moment from the Trump administration itself, which I find actually quite reassuring. This is the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent on Face the Nation.
I want to ask you, the U.S. sanctioned Russia's top oil and gas companies this past week. But Vladimir Putin's envoy, who is here in the United States, Kirill Dmitriev, I know you know him, said the sanctions will have, quote, absolutely no effect on Russia's economy. They will simply lead to higher prices at gas stations in the United States. Is Dmitriev wrong? And when will Russia actually feel the pain?
Well, I think Russia is going to feel the pain immediately. I can tell you that we've already seen India has done a complete halt of Russian oil purchases. Many of the Chinese refineries they have stopped. And, you know, Margaret, are you really going to publish what a Russian propagandist says? I mean, what else is he going to say? That, oh, it's going to be terrible and it's going to bring Putin to the table? Of course. The Russian economy is a wartime economy.
The point of me showing you this video is the obvious disdain that Bessent is showing for Kirill Dmitriev. So here we have the Treasury Secretary saying this is a Russian propagandist, treating him with contempt. And on the other hand, we have Kirill Dmitriev meeting with a Republican Congresswoman, and she's super excited to receive a book and a present from this guy and to start this dialogue through Kirill Dmitriev with the Russian Duma, state parliament. It's just absolutely incredible. US Secretary Scott Bessent on Putin's personal clown, Kirill Dmitriev. What this man said in the American media is empty propaganda and lies. Everything we do is to push Putin towards negotiations. What Mr. Dmitriev says is already a lie. In reality, Russia's economy currently shows no growth and inflation is already reaching 20%. So Bessent saying that, and surely he's being undermined by what Anna Paulina Luna is doing here. Surely this is undermining the American government. She should have her knuckles rapped seriously by the Trump administration. In any normal administration, this would be absolutely, she would be excoriated for doing this. I'm so confused by what is going on in the American foreign, well, actually, no, I'd say foreign diplomacy, foreign policy domain, but actually the domestic domain as well. It's just absolutely incredible. This meeting was incredible, says Luna. Just utter lunacy, I have to say. So that's what's going on. Another American politician appears to have been bought by the Russians. Let me know what you think. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.